Hey guys, Mike here with Marmalade Outdoors, and welcome to this video I call Amazon Gift Guide for your hiker and backpackers in your life. Now this is a last minute kind of video. It's funny, I've done some of these over the years, but I haven't done them in a couple years, and I actually was watching one, get some gift ideas, and because I kind of watched the video late and decided to do one, by the time you see this, it's going to be, right now it's late, it's around Thanksgiving, but by the time I get this out, it's going to be the start of December. So I decided to make it an Amazon only video. Like the stuff you're going to you'll see in this video and you can purchase are in Amazon, on Amazon, and I'm an Amazon affiliate, and so I have a store. And how it works, if you don't know, everything I'm going to show you will have a link down in the description box below. So if you see something you like, whether it's for yourself or a gift for somebody in your life, it'll be in my store. But what I'm going to do is in the description box, I'm going to break it down to different categories, which I'm going to show you in the video. And you can, down below in the description box of this video, you'll see the link. All you have to do is click on it. It sends you to this item that we're talking about. If it interests you, it costs no more than it would normally cost if you went there on your own, but because I'm sending you there, I get a small piece, so it helps support the channel, so I really love that. So everything you see here, like I said, it's taken a lot of work. I had to add these to my store. I have at least 100, if not more, items in my store under different categories also. And also, I will have the link down below just for the store in general. If you want to go there, there's a lot more stuff than what I'm showing here. I had to pick just a certain amount that I thought you would find interesting. And so without further ado, let's get on with it. And oh, actually, before we do that, please consider subscribing. This took a lot of work. It took me, I would say, between getting the gear, I'm going to show you some of the gear, and if I don't have a piece of the gear, I'll show you a picture of it, and getting it ready and getting all the links and adding the items to my store, and then putting this video together, probably 15 to 20 hours worth. So if you can at all help and you like this content, just hit the subscribe button. That helps a lot. Hit the like button. That gets it out to more people. And then hit the notification bell up here if you want to be notified every time I have a video like this. And now, without further ado, let's get on with item number one. I thought of one more thing that I failed to say. Also, the reason why I picked Amazon was because there's not much time. You can get Amazon in 2, 3, 4 days normally if you have Prime. So I feel that makes sense to do this and do it because I put it on the start of December. You still have time to get all these items. Okay, so the first one is foam earplugs. So if you, not as much a hiker but a backpacker, you know if you go to camp and there's snores or there's a loud river, or for me the hardest thing is if it's windy, your tent's rattling all night, it will keep you up all night. So it sounds basic, but it's a great stocking stuffer. You can get a 10-pack of foam earplugs. They're the kind you squish down and then they expand back in your ear so they're quiet. And it's only $3.57. So a lot of things I'm going to show you for the most part are ultralight or small or compact. The next one is a couple kinds of toothbrushes when you're backpacking. I'll have a picture of the one here. This is called the travel toothbrush. It's $3.79 for a 2-pack. It folds up so it's nice and small. And then what you do is you just get a small, like travel size toothpaste, and that's ultralight, and that's all you need when you're usually backpacking. The other one is the one I use. It's before I did what a lot of people do, and I got a toothbrush and I cut it down, but I found that when I'm backpacking, my hands are pretty dirty sometimes, and I was having my hand in my mouth while I was brushing my teeth, so it didn't make much sense. And so what I thought of, I ended up getting a child's bamboo toothbrush. So I have a link for that. It's let's see what they say here. It's a bamboo kid's toothbrush. It's $6.39 and a 4-pack. So you can give it to some friends too. Okay, the next stocking stuffer is a foam sit pad. It's just your basic accordion style one. I have one myself, but it's kind of pricey, so I found one that's cheaper. It's only $9.99 for one of them, and it weighs 2.5 ounces. And it's by a company called Red Camp. Again, you can find the link down below in the description box. Okay, the next one that I really love and use a lot are coin towels. And I'm going to show you how they work if you've never seen one. But they're very small and light. It's what you use when you're, it's for cleaning off in camp. I use it for cleaning off mostly, or if you're using your poop trowel and you need to clean up too with that. They basically act as almost like a wet wipe, but they're unscented or don't have any soap on them. They're just a cloth. And I have two kinds that will be in my description box. A 100-pack for $19.97. or a 500 pack, which is what I got for $38.95. Let me just show you how one works. Here's a whole bunch of them. Whoa! There's a whole bunch of them. And let's get one that's kind of torn up. And all you do is, it's just a coin towel. I don't know if you can see that or not. Just simple. They weigh nothing. I like these instead of toilet paper. And then all you do is just put a little bit of water on them. I'm going to make a little bit of mess here, and you can see it's already starting to rise. Put some water on the other side. What I like too is if I'll have about 4 or 5 of these per day in my backpack. And there you go. See, now it's getting taller and taller. And then you just basically, let me see if I can do this live. And you just do that, and you have a cloth. And so what I like about it is I can clean off the trail. Like I said, if I have to use my trowel and go number 2, let's see if I can get this pulled out all the way. There you go. That's what it looks like. Yeah, so I love these things. They're very light. So if you end up not using them all, which I don't always do that, I have enough for anything from cleaning my face to my body. I use them and use each side. I use one for my arms, one or two for my legs, the stomach, pits, that kind of stuff. My face get cleaned up. And especially if I don't have, what's important about this is if you don't have a good water source. Normally when I'm at a creek, I use my bandana and really clean off. But when you don't, and you're dry camping where you don't have any water, I like this because I don't use much of my drinking water to clean up, and that'll get me to the next day or when I get near a creek or a water source. All right, the next stocking stuffer is the MSR Groundhog Steak, and I use these myself. These are extra ones I have. They make 2 sizes. This is the bigger of the 2. It's 7.5 inches long. I like these for my 6. I have 4 corners of my tent and my 2 vestibules. I use 6 of these. They're very light. They weigh, let's see what they weigh here. I have it written down. Actually, I don't have it, but I think they weigh about 2 ounces or so, 2.5 ounces each. But yeah, I use them for the 4 corners and my 2 vestibules because I need the most strength and bite. If you're in softer sand, the shorter, lighter ones don't hold the weight of your tent very well. So I use those on the 4, and I use smaller shepherd hooks on pulling out the head and foot of my tent. Yeah, so these are 7.5 inches long, like I said. $19.96, you can get a 6-pack of them. The next one is you need a beanie, something warm. I love this one. This is by Coal, C-O-A-L. And one of the things I choose a beanie from is not only to be warm, and this is folds over so you keep your ears warm, but it's very soft. I have had material and wool ones that were like skull crushers. Like literally, if you have them on all day or at night sleeping, I put them on when I sleep, the tightness just crushes your head. So having one that's kind of soft is really great. This one you can get on my site, on my store. They go anywhere from $20.96 up to $29.95, depending on the color and the style and all that. When you click on the link, if you're interested in this, there's a whole bunch of colors and styles, so it just depends on which one you pick. Sometimes one's marked down, one's not. The other one I don't have personally, but I own it. I have it somewhere. I didn't bring it with me. Is a Carhartt beanie. Well, many people have the Carhartt. They're great, make great beanies. They are also $19.99 through $36.99, and they'll be in the comments section below, or the info section below. Okay, the next one I don't have, but I think would be really fun to have. If you're older, you're into this. I think younger kids don't do this, but National Park assorted box of note cards. So you don't get more. It's going to be almost like a postcard, not a postcard, but a note card, and it has the different national parks on it. When I looked this up, I have it at $16.50. But for the life of me, I couldn't see how many are in the box, but you'll have to check it out. If it interests you, I think it'd be a great gift for somebody. Very unique. And nowadays, you just don't get many cards in the mail anymore, so I think it'd be great. All right, my next one is the Element Zero Sugar electrolytes. There's one. I have one left. I had a whole bunch of these, but I've used them all in trail. The one I found that I put in my store is a variety pack of 12 for $23.99. So yeah, they are $1.50 to $2 each. But they're really great, and it's super, super important. I found that I had even some medical episodes when I am sweating too much and sweating out salt specifically. I'm not a big sweater, but when I sweat out salt, I have to have electrolytes. And a lot of them have more sugar. This one has more salt than anything, and that's what you're trying to replace. All right, the next one is a Rawology cork massage ball. I've had this for a very long time. I sporadic. Sometimes I bring on trips, sometimes I don't, depending on how long the trip is. But this is really important. I'm starting to get my first ever a little bit of plantar fasciitis on one of my heels, so I've been using this. And this is a great thing on trail, especially if you're through hiking, especially because you're really putting your body through a lot, and you can rub it on arms, stuff like that. I use it on my feet, my calves, thighs, things like that. This size is $14. It's cork. It's very light, and you just get one for $14. Okay, guys, if you've ever watched me, I am big on mesh back trucker hats. This one I had bought for the Colorado Trail. You can see it has COL on there, and unfortunately, because of physical stuff, I wasn't able to go, but I have this hat. I love it, and I wear a mesh back hat. So if you go on this in my store, it's just trucker hats with mesh back. And if you look on there, I have a few of them. I like this because it's every state. It has like an abbreviation for every state and some symbol. This happened to be Colorado, but yeah, whatever your state, you can find one. So it's one of the links is for all the state hats. That's called the Haka State Trucker Hats, H-A-K-A, Haka. And any state is $29.99 for the hat. Also, I have purchased before, and I have it in my store, Lindo, L-I-N-D-O, trucker hats with mesh. They have great outdoor designs, so mountains and trees and things like that. And those are also $29.99. Okay, the next one, I don't have a sample, but I have in my kit, my first aid kit every single time, is Imodium. It's fast-acting soft gels that are anti-diarrhea. So they combat giardia. So, you know, we talk about filtering water all the time. It's very important. Even when you filter water, sometimes you can get the bacteria and get giardia. So it helps the anti-diarrhea and you not dehydrating when you're out on trail. It'd be a great stocking stuffer. It's only $3.69 for 24 count. And they have a saying you never need this until you need it. And I haven't used mine yet. Eventually it expires, but I haven't used my Imodium yet, but I'm always going to carry it because it's smart. So the next thing we have is a small folding mini knife. This happens to be a special one that's gold, but this is a Victorinox. Let me see if I can get this open. It's got scissors. So on here I have the Victorinox Swiss folding army knife. It's classic folding knife, and it's $24. You know, remember, you can, I don't know, you know, I used to carry bigger knives when I was newer at hiking and stuff. And then you find that I have your scissors on this, little scissors. There's a kind of a filing side to this. You want to file your nails, but it's got a small knife. I found that when I first started, I had a much bigger knife, and I found that only thing I did on trail, on the PCT anyway, was cutting string or cutting some cloth or something, or Leukotape, things like that, but mainly just cutting food like meat or cheese. If I was doing like a tortilla roll-up and I needed to cut meat or cheese, that's kind of mostly what I use my knife for. So there's no reason to carry a big, heavy one. So yeah, check it out if you think a knife would be good for yourself or somebody for stocking stuffers. All right, the last one in the stocking stuffer category that I have is also good for the next category, which is day hikers, which is an emergency blanket. It's always good to carry an emergency blanket, and I would say even more when you're day hiking, because when you're backpacking, you have your tent and you have your sleeping bag or quilt and you have all the jackets and things to be warm. But if you ever get stranded or lost on a day hike, it's very important to carry your 10 basic things you're supposed to carry. An emergency blanket is one. The one I have that I think is the most reasonable was $21.96 for a 4-pack. So if you get them, you can keep them. Once you use them, it's kind of sometimes hard to put them back. You can reuse them, but they're hard to put back in the package and be as small as they start. Or you can give them to somebody else as a gift. Okay, so the next category, like I said, I gave it away already, is day hiker essentials. And some of these, obviously, this first ones I'm going to talk about are headlamps, and they can be used, obviously they're used for backpacking too, so take that just keep that in mind. I have two here because I have to. For the longest time, and actually I've gone back to it, is the Nightcore NU20 headlamp. It is very ultralight. It's only 1.7 ounces if you get the shock cord. It just got a thing that you move up and down like that to make it tighter. And so it's not tight in your head, which I love. Also, it comes originally with a band that's just more weight for nothing. This is actually more comfortable to wear. I wear a hat most times, so it's over my hat. This one is $24.95 in my store, and I love this thing. It's water rated. It's got a red light and a white light. The red's important if you don't know, just in case you get up in the dark. I get up really early in the dark, and you don't want to shine your white light when you're packing up in people's tents. So use the red light. So that's got that. I think it's got, I don't know the max lumens. I never put it on the max setting anyway, but I think it's like 300 or so. This is a newer one, and this is that's the NU20. This is the NU25. It's also ultralight. It's also 1.7 ounces. This one is $24.95. This one is $36.95, so a little more expensive. It has a higher, anytime you go higher in lumens, the max lumen setting, I think this is like 350 lumens. It's brighter potentially. Also get this with the short cord. So they've kind of made a double one instead of like a single. I find this to be just plenty comfortable. I ended up taking this on most of my trips, but this is really good too. And it's got a red light, but it's also got more settings than this one does. So yeah, very, very good headlamps. If you didn't notice, I have all my gear down here that I'm showing you. The next one is Darn Tough wool socks. These things I swear by. These are actually a new pair I got. And one of the best things about them, they're wool, so they fight off smell and odor. You know, on trail I rinse them out, they dry really fast. But they are very tough. That's why they're called Darn Tough. They last, and they have a lifetime warranty. Literally, if you ever get a hole in them, you can. I think you email them first, and they send you a thing to send them the socks, and they send you another pair. So it's lifetime warranty. They are a little bit pricey. These are what I wear. They're the one. Let's see, the one quarter high. So quarter high, and they're $21.95, and a lifetime warranty, like I said. I also have in my store crew length in case you like to wear them, like most people wear them a little bit taller. The crew length is $22.99, so only $1 or more. And I apologize ahead for the echo. I'm in a very large room. It's got a very high ceiling. I'm house sitting right now, so I know it's a little echoey, so I apologize for that. These, I don't have a pair, but I swear I think they're great for the price, and that is Goodr, Goodr sunglasses. The ones I have in my store are called Vincent's Absinthe Night Terrors. I love the color. They're black frame with a kind of a blue lens. They don't look blue through it, but the outside is a kind of a mirrored blue. But I really like the color. I think black. I wear mostly black sunglasses, so no matter what I wear, I'm fine. But yeah, so that's the one I picked. They're polarized sunglasses for men or women, and they're $25. So they're inexpensive, especially going to the outdoors. I used to buy all the most expensive stuff, and I would just, if I lost them or sat on them, broke them, or scratched them, they're over with. So they're $25. I love the material the arms are made of. It looks normal, but it's almost like a semi like rubberized material. So when you put them on your head, they really stick and stay in place. You know, especially if you're hiking, you're sweating, your glasses tend to slip around. So they have a nice grip to them, but still very comfortable. Okay, my next one is Cascade Mountain Tech collapsible trekking poles. And I absolutely love these things. Are there lighter ones? Yes. But these have worked. I buy a new pair about every other year. I go through my poles pretty fast. I've fallen and slipped and broken a couple pair, but they're carbon and they're just super light. 2 locks. They're cork grip, which I prefer. I really like cork. They don't get slippery when you sweat or it's raining out. You have this, obviously you can put your hand through here and do this if you want. They're adjustable like that. The reason why I have these, a quick story is when I was brand new, I didn't know much. I bought a pair of $200 black diamond poles, and my very first trip I went on, I thought, well, the more expensive they are, the better they are. And I go up to Sierra to do a loop up there, and it was snow and stuff, and there was times, and I'm a bigger guy, I have all my locks locked on them, but if I slipped and leaned on them a little bit, just to catch, that's what they're for, is to catch my balance, the locks would just give in, and they were just sinking in, and I couldn't get the locks a lot of times to hold. So I was complaining, and this guy that had all the state-of-the-art, I was brand new, and I didn't know much about gear at all, but I thought, well, if they're expensive, they're good. But a guy I was hiking with had the top-of-the-line everything, but he had these poles. And he's like, dude, he goes, I'm telling you, just get these, get them on Amazon. They're like $30-something. Mine are a little bit more because they come with more stuff, the ones I picked out for you guys. But I'm telling you, I've gone through probably 6-7 pair over the last 8 or 9 years that I've been backpacking, and I absolutely love them. The Cascade Mountain Tech. Those of you who have them, you already know. I feel like, and they're inexpensive, and they're like 1/4 of what my black diamonds cost, and they're as good, if not better. The locks hold when I lock them. It's really easy to adjust. You can open this, you just turn a knob to tighten or loosen it, and then clamp them back down. Super easy. I need them to put my tent up too. So let's look at the price for this. I lost my place here. They are $65, but they come with lots of attachments. So they come with this, I use the small basket, they come with bigger snow baskets, they come with different kinds of rubber tips, all kinds of stuff. So yeah, check them out. Like I said, they're in the description box below, but I swear by them, and you know, I won't get anything new unless these guys come out with something new. Okay, this is also good for backpacking or day hiking, but I have CNOC, C-N-O-C. I have a bunch of their products, the CNOC Outdoors, it's called the Vesica Collapsible Water Bottle. This particular one is 1 liter, and it's $17.99. It's made of a really high-tech, strong rubberized materials, but when you're not using it, you can collapse it down to nothing. So that's in my store. And then the other thing that I forgot to bring, but I have a couple actually, is the CNOC Outdoors Vecto water container. And in my store I have either 2 or 3 liters. They are either $24.99 or $25.99, but they're great. And you can collect dirty water. What I use mine for is collect dirty water. I put my filter on it, and then you can drink straight out of it. Or I squeeze this rubberized bag into my smart water bottles I use so that I have fresh, clean water in my bottles and never cross-contaminate my bottles. Okay, the next category is backpacker must-haves, and this is my favorite category. So we'll start out with something that I was introduced to a year or two ago, and I really like, and they are Swedish reusable cloths, and there's a 6-pack. They are $9.99. Why I like these is they come in a, like I said, a 6-pack here. You can pick, on my store, you'll see there's a whole bunch of different designs. You don't have to pick the one I have. It's a bunch of different like leaf patterns like this. And you see it's stiff. It's made out of like a cotton material. And so what happens is once you get it wet, this one I just got wet. This is the one I've been using. It's super absorbent, like something like, I forget how many times, 8 or 10 times more than a paper towel. But this is great for any spills. I spilled water in my tent one time, but it's mostly, what I use it for is condensation on the inside of my tent. You can wring it out and keep using it. There's a lot of uses for it. You can use this to, like, if you're cooking food and your pot's hot, you can use that for the handles. There's a ton of stuff that you do for this, and you get a 6-pack for $9.99. And there's just, I think it's something you should try out or give as a gift. I think it's very unique and different, and somebody would like to get this, and it's the kind of gift where you'd like to get it, but maybe not spend your own money on. Okay, next is one of my favorite pieces of gear, which is the Nemo, I don't know if it's Philo or Philo, Elite Ultralight Pillow. It's 3 ounces and it's $44.95. I absolutely love this, and I'm going to tell you why. I'm going to show you how many puffs of air I do in this. So basically 3, and I usually let a little air out of that. Now this is thin. They make a bigger one too that's bigger and a little thicker, but I like a thin pillow. I also put, I don't have it with me right now, I put my buff over this as a pillowcase so I don't get this dirty. So when I'm on trail, you know, my neck and my body's dirty, I get the buff dirty, I could throw that in the washer and not get my pillow dirty. So my pillow is always clean. I've had this for many years now, and the reason I had it was I had the Sea to Summit Ultralight Pillow, but it was too fat, and it's just the way I sleep. I'm a side sleeper, and I kind of put my arm under my pillow, so when it was fat, it was like too big, and I had like a crick in my neck. I couldn't just lay down, so I wanted purposely a thin pillow. I love this thing. So you should give it a shot. Nemo Philo or Philo pillow. This is the smaller of the 2 sizes. Okay, the next one is near and dear to my heart, and it's very important in your gear, is what water filter you're going to bring. I'm just showing you what I use and what's in my store. There's other things, but I'm going to show you what I love. I've been using it for years and years since my first year doing the PC. I've been using it since 2019. I hadn't thought about that. So 2025 now, so, you know. So anyway, I use the Katadyn Be-Free water filter, and if you're not familiar with it, that's the whole filter. You can buy this, they sell these just by themselves as replacements, but when you first buy it, it's good to get a box like this, and you get a bag. They make a ½ liter and a 1 liter. I get 1 liter, and this is the only thing that I bring in my kit that's redundant. I don't bring doubles or triples of anything, except for maybe 2 pair of socks, but I don't bring extra gear. But I bring this because I did have a bag, which I'll go over in a minute. That's my dirty water bag that I filled up. I set it on something, it was my fault. I set it on something really sharp and it popped it. So I carry this, it weighs not even an ounce, but I bring this in case I ever do damage or lose or whatever, destroy a water bag. I have some way of filtering. So this, how you put this in the dirty water, put your filter on, like I was saying before. You can drink it or fill up your water bottles. Let's see if I have a water bottle. I don't. So yeah, fill up your water bottles. And so this is a basic filtering. This is your basic filtering kit. So with this one, if you get this pack, I'm trying to read my writing, but it's yeah, 1 liter bag, and the filter, and it's $44.95. This whole thing weighs 2.25 ounces. The thing I'll show you too, this is the box, but they've changed the color and the style of it. This is the new one, but I wanted to show you because this is this bright blue, and this bag is different now. It's changed to kind of a darker color. The filter is the same, but it's a darker blue, and the bag is blue. You can get different color bags, but I got the blue, and that's also 1 liter. But I wanted to show you, this is what you get when you get the filter. Okay, so the other thing I pair with my filter is the Hydro Pack Seeker 2 liter water bag. Now I do this, I told you this bag is my backup. It doesn't weigh much, but this is my actual dirty water bag. I choose 2 liters. I make this in a 1, 2, 3, 4. I just find that 2 liters is fine for me. And again, what this is for is so I don't have to use the 1 liter so many times. If I'm getting 5 or 6 liters, this one gets me 2 liters. This goes in the dirty water, put my filter on there, and like I said, drink or fill up my bottles. And so this is my, also when I get to camp, if the camp's kind of far away from the water, I'll filter water in my bottles, and then I'll fill this up. Even though it's still dirty, it's not filtered, I'll bring that and just carry it over to camp, so I have plenty of water. I can cook with it. I like to rehydrate and sip on my water all night in my tent when I wake up and roll over and stuff. And then I have water in the morning if I had like 5 miles to go to camp. So that's what I use this bag for. So yeah, that's all your water needs right there. Okay, one that I don't have or use, but I have a lot of friends that use it, and I think it might be good depending where you live, is a Sea to Summit Silk Sleeping Bag Liner. They're not cheap. They're $94.95. They only weigh 4.96 ounces, but it will add usually like 5 to 10 degrees warmth in your bag. One of the other great reasons to have one is, especially if you're through hiking or even just a longer trip when you're filthy dirty. I wear shorts, so I'm dirty. It's a way to get in your silk liner, and that way you're not getting your sleeping bag or your quilt all dirty and just getting the silk liner, and then when you get to town you can wash it. Okay, the next one is really interesting. I have one, I couldn't find it. It's in my storage unit, but it's called the Flip Fuel Transfer Device. It's $15.58, and it's only 1.23 ounces, and it really is intriguing. What it does is, and you can see by the picture, it's just a very simple milled piece of metal, and it's threaded so that I don't know about you, but if you're an avid backpacker, I have a lot of partially empty fuel cans. So what you do is you put one, you screw into one end of it, and then you get one cold and screw it on the other end, and it sucks out into the other one. So basically you get all your like partially used cans, and you can bleed them back into any other can you want. You can use just one as your master, and then dump all the fuel from these other ones in there so you can save it. I had bought one for the PCT because I thought, well, see, let me see what the cost is on this thing. Yeah, $15.58, and it's only, like I said, an ounce, 1.23 ounces. But I thought, well, yeah, it costs $15, but like by the time on the trail, there's so many hiker boxes that have a zillion of these cans in there, I could just keep getting free fuel. But I brought it when I started and used it, and it worked a couple times very well, but I just realized that I had too much gear, and that was one of the things that I had to send home. So, but I think it's a great gift and something somebody would really enjoy, and you can just use it, don't bring it on the trail, but just use it at home and bleed out all your partially used cans into one master one. Okay, the next one is a new luxury item for me, and I think the world of it. And this, a lot of you guys know about this, the FlexTail Zero Pump. It's rechargeable. It only weighs 1.2 ounces. If you add the rubber grommet, it comes with a bunch of these. These are different fittings that go on different air mattresses. It blows up your air mattress, but you need to find the one that fits your mattress. This is 1.2 ounces, but with this, it's 1.7 ounces. Not even 2 ounces for this whole thing. And that has a battery that's rechargeable in there. It's $59.99, and I've become such an ultralighter. I'm not crazy ultralight, but I'm really, really strict about not bringing things I don't need. But I gotta say, after doing the whole PCT, blowing up my air mattress at the end of a long hiking day was my least favorite thing about hiking. I just hated it. So I love this thing. You can turn it on, you can hear it if you want. And I have a Nemo tensor air mattress, and it blows it up in about 1 minute and 10 seconds. So I can just like turn it on and walk away for a few minutes, and it's filled before you know it. So, and you can also, I don't use it for this, but you could also use it to suck the air out, but I don't do that. I don't want to waste the battery. Okay, the next one is the Bear Vault family. So this is a bear canister. I'm sure most of you know what it is, but if you have a family member or yourself that needs one, I have two sizes. They're big, so I don't want to bring them both. I have pricing for both of them, but this is the Bear Vault 450, the BV 450, and we also have a BV 500 on the list. I'm just looking at the pricing here. The BV 450 is $83.95, and it weighs 2 pounds 1 ounce. This one here. If you get the BV 500, it holds a couple days more of food. It's $94.95 and weighs 2 pounds 9 ounces. So, yeah, I mean, it's required in places like the Sierra, and they're slowly adding more and more as some places the bears get more aggressive. Some people bring these even when they're not required, because they will keep rodents out. So there's places where bears are not a problem, but rodents are. And if you get the taller one, the VV 500, it makes a good seat when you're at camp. So think about that. That's a great gift to have. Now I'm going to say something here that's a little strange. They came out, so I bought the 450 and the 500. So depending on the trip I'm going on, I bring one of those. They made a 425, which is shorter, and probably their most popular one. They came out about a year or two ago with the 425 and a 475. So it's between this one and the one I have. It's kind of right in between. The only thing is, though, even though we know it's perfectly good to use, it has not been approved by the National Forest Service for the Sierras, let's say, if you live out west. So even though it's the exact same canister and we know it'll work 1,000%, until they actually, I don't know how they test it or how they approve it, because there's a million bear cans, but some work and some don't. So they have to approve it, because if you do get stopped in the Sierra, let's say, I live in California, if you're in the Sierra, you have to have a permit and you have to have an approved bear can. So it's very important. You can get fined. So that's why I'm showing you the 450. I'm recommending the 450 or the 500. Okay, so next we're going to go over some stoves. This is the Jetboil. A lot of you know what this is. I have one of them. I use one every day to make coffee. You know, I live out of my car right now, and so I make coffee every morning with it. I use it for when I car camp. I go to campgrounds. It is considered even a backpacking one, although I do I'll show you later. I have a lighter, smaller recommendation for that. But I want to show you this in case. It's a great gift for people. I'm telling you, this thing boils water fast and efficiently. And with Jetboil Flat, in my store I have the Jetboil Flash 0.8 liter portable stove. And let's see, I think I have the price here. Yeah, it's $109.99, and it weighs 1 pound 1 ounce. So it is fairly light, but I'll show you my stove I use now. It's much more compact and lighter, but this is a great option. You can even fit a small fuel can in here if you have to. So that's one way to save some space. Okay, for smaller, lighter, more compact solution, this happens to be, I'm going to give you a few. This is the one I happen to have, the Soto Amicus. It's very light. I don't know if I have the weight on here. Oh yeah, 2.85 ounces. And it has arms that fold up like this. I love it because when I'm not using it, it's compact. It has a gauge for how much fuel you want, you know, high or low, if you want to simmer. It's got a red button here, I don't know if you can see that, but that's a starter, a clicker. The only time that starter doesn't work is if it's really, really cold or at high elevation. It tends to not work very well, but I love it. I've had this since 2019, and it still works perfectly. But if you buy one now, a new one, it's $69.99, and like I said, 2.85 ounces. All right, the last and smallest option you have, and I have one, it's in my storage, is the BRS 3000 titanium ultralight stove. It only weighs 0.88 ounces, so under an ounce, and it's $16.99. It's I think it's a Chinese one. It's just very efficient, but a lot of very hardcore, long distance ultralighters and some well-known ones use it. It's very small, compact. I am tempted to maybe try it again to save a little weight. It's not a big difference. The The difference in my stove is 2.85, and then one that's 1 ounce. So I would save about 1.5 ounces, and it's much smaller too. But the only reason why I like my Soto Amicus is because it's got a cup that protects the wind, so it boils faster. The BRS 3000 works great, and a lot of people use it. But if it's a windy night, it just is not very efficient, so it takes longer to boil, and that's the only reason. I may go back and try it a few trips just to see if I want to go back to it again. But very inexpensive, light, and fits in small spaces really well. All right, the next one, sticking with the titanium theme, I have one somewhere, and again, I think it's where my BRS 3000 stove is, but is a very popular Toaks titanium long-handled spoon with a polished bowl. The key is the polished bowl is smooth, because if you get the one that's got the rough finish and they make it within the bowl, it's very, it doesn't feel good in your mouth. It's not smooth. It can grate on your tongue and like your teeth and stuff, and so make sure you get the polished bowl. It's $10.95 in my store, and it's 0.67 ounces, so under 7/10 of an ounce. All right, so this is my pot. I've had this also since 2019, and it's also by Toaks, a titanium. It's a light. So they make, I didn't know this because titanium is crazy light. They make a regular titanium and a light, and the light is just thinner. This one is a 650 milliliter pot. It's only 2.8 ounces with the lid. It's got a nice lid here. And it's $36.95. I swear by this. I can get, I didn't bring one with me, but I can get my fuel canister in here. Actually, I lied. I have my fuel can. So I can get my fuel can in there, my stove. I have a mini Bic lighter, and I also have something else I put in here. I can fit all that in there and keep it all compact. So for me, everything I preach when I'm talking about ultralight stuff is the weight, but also the physical size of stuff. I want it as small and compact as I can, then I can get a smaller backpack. Okay, the next one is very important, maybe the most important thing you carry, and that is a satellite communication device. So the one I have, and I just didn't bring it with me, is the Garmin InReach. And I have the one, but the newest one is the 2, so I'd get the Garmin InReach 2 satellite communication device. They are $399. And they weigh 3.5 ounces. I have a clip, and I have to actually attach it to my chest strap, so it's close by if I ever have to push it. But it has the ability to, you do pay a monthly plan, but it has the ability to text your loved ones, check weather, things like that. And then the main thing is you can hit an SOS button and be rescued if you get hurt or lost or something happens, or you can help save somebody else too. So I've had it forever. Thank God I've never had to push the button, so that's good. I mean, hopefully I never have to use it, but I think it's really important to have. I used to only bring it on my backpacking trips, and then I was going on day hikes out in the desert and mountains. I'm thinking, well, I could just as easily get lost or break a leg here as I could anywhere on backpacking, so I bring it on an every day hike now. I have friends that have actually used it, pushed the SOS button for somebody else. They saw a fire once and helped rescue somebody that was hurt. So sometimes it's not for you. It could help somebody else or save their life. Okay, the next one is the BioLite Alpenglow Mini 150 Lumen Rechargeable Lantern. It's a very small lantern. It's good for, whether you're backpacking or camping, but for backpacking, you can hang it. It's got a loop, and you can hang it in your tent if you need to see. If you're sitting outside and you want to just be able to see, let's say you get into camp and it's dark and you want to eat, it just give you some area light. It's really cool, very small light one. It's 3.52 ounces, so 3.5 ounces, and they are $49.95. All right, the next one I swear by, and this is the Outdoor Research Echo Hoodie. I have got about 10 or 12 of these. I absolutely love these things. To me, there may be some lighter out there, but it's got UPF. It's super light, helps wick away moisture. If you sweat, super light. It's like you're not even wearing a shirt when it's hot out. I like wearing this in the morning. I wear a baseball, mesh hat when I hike, and if it's a little chilly in the morning, I know I'm going to get warm quick, and I don't want to have to stop to take layers off. So this way I can pull the hoodie like over my head and keep my ears and my head warm. And just once I walk about a quarter, half a mile, I'm warm, and so I don't need to, have this over my head anymore. But I love this thing. Let's look at the price here. So they're not cheap, but they're amazing. $74.95. Like I said, they're breathable, moisture wicking, and I just absolutely love them. They come in a lot of cool colors. The women get some cool patterns that men don't, but yeah, Echo Hoodie. Okay, that's it for the backpacker must-haves. The next one is a fairly small category, but for car campers in your life. The first one is a Coleman Triton 2-burner propane stove, $129.99. I have one, it's a different brand that I bought that was on sale, but this is a really good stove. Pay attention to the size. My stove and a lot of stoves, they make them in two sizes. They're 2 burners, but they'll make them smaller and larger. I got the larger, it's not huge, but it just fits pans and pots that are decent size on there a little better, and so you're not so cramped or you have to buy really small little pans. I found that I end up buying a pan and a pot that's bigger to fit my stove, so I have a camp kit and that's where they are. I don't use them in personal life, I just use them for car camp, and I know they always fit. But I can fit the most food in them. I thought I brought one, but I don't have one, but I'll show you a picture of it. The BioLite Lucy Solar Inflatable Lantern. I have like 3 of them. They're $29.95 in my store. They are amazing, and I use them for car camping. Even when I was first backpack, I'd clip one on my pack, and some people do, but they're just, you want to get a frosted one, not a clear, because the LED lights in them are so bright, they will blind you, so get a frosted, it won't blind you. But they're just collapsible, you can see in the picture, collapsible, and they have a solar panel on top. So they don't take any batteries, you don't have to do any of that. What I do is when I go, I know I'm car camping, I go to get my gear, I grab my Lucy light, I get 1 or 2 of them, and I throw them on the dash of my car so that the solar can hit them, because they're in my storage unit dark, they haven't charged in months. But I'll throw them on the dash of my car. When I get to camp, they're all charged up. That's what I do. But they're great, so check them out, and they're a great gift. Okay, so another one that I put on my list that I don't have, but I'm always jealous of, are old-fashioned enamel-covered camp mugs. They're metal mugs covered in enamel. The ones I have are red on my store, and they're $9.60 each, but they're a great gift, and I think make for a really cool kind of camping kind of accessory. Okay, another car camping one is Rumple Puffy Camp Blankets. They're recycled, synthetic insulation. The one I have in my store is $99.95, but you can use these for a multitude of things, not just car camping. I bring them to the beach I brought them to parks, to like concerts in the park, go see music, things like that, plays. So I think they're really great to have. You can have it in the house too if you need that, but even if you're just chilling in the backyard. But yeah, $99.95. Okay, here's one that I think is great that I actually don't own, but I'm always jealous of. This one happens to be a 30-can insulated cooler bag. It's $44.99, and it's just a great thing to, I have a regular hard-sided cooler, but it's neat to have a soft one. You can add just maybe your canned drinks can be there, so they're giving you more space in your cooler. They're also great, of course, if you go to the beach or the park or something like that. Okay, the last one is a splurge, but I think it's awesome. If you've ever sat in one, you know, but a Kelty Low Love Seat. It's oversized 2-person one, and it's $129.95. I've sat in these, and they're incredible. And yeah, just check them out. It's a great one, and like I said, it's only $129.95. Okay, the next and last category is miscellaneous. So we'll try to go through these pretty quick. I know this video is getting long, but this is something I've had. This is my second one. They don't make this one anymore. They have a newer version, which is what I'm selling on my store, but is a Pedco UltraPod tripod. The one on my store this is the one, they're up to like number 3 now, I think, the 3rd version, and it's $25 and it's 4.2 ounces. But I love this thing. If you've ever watched my hiking videos or any videos, my cell phone, you get a cell phone holder here, and you basically have the cell phone here, and I can do a walk by it, or you can set it up and do a group shot. So yeah, I use this a lot, and when I hike, I basically have my phone in here, and when I'm done, I fold up the legs like this, and this goes in my pocket. And the glass part, the glass part of your phone is against my thigh, so the back of the phone is sticking out, and I just keep it in my front pocket in my shorts. So that way, when I'm backpacking or hiking and I want to film, I just grab it. If I see an animal or something, I can grab it really fast and start filming. Yeah, but just check this out. I'd get the new one, but it's a little bit heavier and a little bit bigger, but still small overall. All right, the next one is the Lixada Ultralight Solar Panel. It's 3.5 ounces, very thin and light. You can see, very thin and light, 3.5 ounces, and it's $28.59. I love this thing. I left the cord on here to show you. I even put 4 little baby carabiners on here, and I have it. This goes on top of my backpack, And then, you know, you don't want to really charge your phone directly to a solar panel. So what I do is I carry batteries, which we're going to go over. That's part of my list. Exterior batteries to recharge things with. I'll plug it in there, and this goes on top of my pack, and this goes on the outside pocket of my backpack, and it just trickles. It trickles very slow. It's very low wattage, but it charges very slow. But when I'm backpacking, a lot of times I'm out there for 8 to 12 hours. So let's say the day before I maybe use a quarter of my battery. This will put about a quarter to a third of a battery back on it. So it goes very slowly. And of course, if it's not sunny or not, or if you're in the trees, it won't. But this thing is really light and a great way to, if you're on a really long trip where you don't want to carry a lot of heavy batteries, you can recharge some. Okay, the next three are the exciting world of power banks. Power banks, that's what I was just talking about batteries. The primary one I use now is the 10,000 milliamp Nightcore generation. This is generation 2. They have a generation 3 now that's in my store. Ultra slim power bank. They're not cheap. The reason why they're light is they're covered in graphite. So that makes it very expensive. The new version is $77.95 for a 10,000 milliamp. You can get about 2.5, 3 charges of your phone out of this, and it's 5.29 ounces. If you go for the 20,000, this is a different brand, but if you go for a 20,000 milliamp, which is basically double one of these, it is $99.95, so $20 more, and it's 10.3 ounces, so exactly double. And that'll be this graphite material. Lastly, if you don't want to spend that kind of cash on that, I have a cheaper option for you. It's just a little bit heavier. And that is the 10,000 milliamp Anchor power bank. They're only $24.99 instead of $77.95, and it's 6.5 ounces. So it's about, let's see here, about 1.5 ounces heavier. So yeah, for 1.5 ounces heavy, you could save a lot of money on these. All right, the next one is something that I swear by, and that's Body Glide for chafing. So I have both colors. They go by color, and each color means something. The blue one is just, they call it the body. It's for the body, but I use this in the nether regions. That's what I use, and it's just never had any issues when I use this stuff. They make a bigger stick. I use the smaller one just to be a little lighter and smaller. The blue one is $11, and it's 1.5 ounces when you take it out of here. I use forever. I actually still use the yellow one sometimes. It's for cycle. It just says cycle. To me, I don't know the difference. It's the exact same stuff in it. But, you know, cyclists get a lot of chafing issues too, like hikers. So that one is also $11. I'm just looking here to make sure I'm right. Oh, it's $11.99, and it's also 1.5 ounces. So it's like 99 cents more. But yeah, the cycling or the blue one. Okay, the next one is the Tent Lab Deuce of Spades. I have had this particular one forever, since I started backpacking. It's great. It's light. This is the number 2. They have a 1, 2, and 3. The 3 is a bigger, physically bigger one. This is the 2. It does the job. I'm looking for my pricing here. UL Trowel, and it's $15.50. It's aluminum, and it weighs 0.6 ounces, so 0.6 of an ounce. So really great to have. I had this forever. The funny thing about me is, though, I don't really think I get my bang for my buck, because when I did the PCT, it was over 5 months and 2,653 miles, and I know I have the world record. I only dug 7 cat holes, so I only used it 7 times. So you start thinking about, is it worth carrying one? But, you know, I carry it just to make things in life easier. Okay, the other one I'm really intrigued by, it's another trowel, is by Bogler, B-O-G-L-E-R, and it's in my store. It's a UL backpacking trowel. I've been seeing this, some of the ultralights using. There's lots of trowels, but most of them don't intrigue me at all. The only thing that I don't always like about that, it's got sharp edges when you try to, if you're grabbing hard and you're digging in some like dense ground, it can kind of hurt your hands a little bit. This one looks better, but I don't know. I actually ordered one, so I don't have it now, but I'm going to maybe do a video on it and tell you the difference and how I like it. The Bogler UL backpacking trowel, and it's $17.95 and weighs 0.48 ounces, so just under 1/2 ounce. So the other one is 0.6, so it's like going to save you like 0.15 ounces. So, you know, I'm not that crazy that I worry about that, but yeah, I ordered one, and we'll see how it goes. But that's in my store if you want to check that out and purchase it for somebody or yourself. All right, this is an intriguing one, and you guys might remember this, but it's called the Uberleben hand-carved wooden spoon. It's pretty cool. I don't know if you can see that very well. But I went through a stage, and actually when I finished the PCT my last year, I did cold soak, which means I didn't cook. And cold soaking is I have a jar, and you can put like couscous or rice or different things in there, cold soak it, you put water in there and let it soak for a couple hours when you're walking to camp, a couple hours before you go to camp, and then you eat it cold. But my cold soaking jar was short. It was a Talenti ice cream jar, so this fit perfectly. So I use this. My last 2 months, as I was saying, I think I did 963 miles in 2 months, and this is the spoon I use, and I liked it. It weighs, I'm trying to see if I even have the weight here. Oh yeah, so it's 0.8 ounces, so just under 1 ounce, and it's $14, but hand carved and beautiful. If you go to this and look at this, they also make, if you look at the link, there's also a couple things you can click on there besides this. They make a kind of a wooden scoop. It's kind of cool, 2 different kinds of wooden scoops. I don't need to use it for like coffee or beans or rice, I don't know, but anyway, they're cool. These guys make some good stuff, and it's light. The next one is a very important and one of my favorite pieces of gear, and mine's a little bit dirty, gross, so I'm not going to get too close with this, but this is the Nalgene wide mouth canteen. I've had a bunch of these. I'm actually due to get another one, and this is AKA my pee bottle. And so for men, this is important because when I first started, I didn't have that, and as I get older, I pee more. So like, let's say you have to pee 3 or 4 times a night, which, you know, I've gotten older, that can be a possibility because I'm in the tent like from 7 or 8 at night to 6 or 7 in the morning, so it's a long time. And then I'm a very light sleeper, so I would get up and get out of my tent, and hopefully it's not raining, but it's freezing cold, and that would wake me up, in effect, wake me up, and then it would take me forever to fall asleep just to have to go pee another 2 or 3 hours later. So the pee bottle, I love. One of the key things, the lid is attached. So I first brought a bottle, I thought of this, and had just a regular plastic bottle, and in the dark, I was peeing in it, and then I couldn't find the lid. It was dark, and I set it somewhere. So being attached is good. You just rinse these out and wash them out with soap a lot, and they last for quite a while before you have to replace it. I'm probably going to order another one just to have it as a backup. But yeah, so let's go over the stats with this. It's $22.99. It's 1.5 liters or 48 ounces, and it weighs 2 ounces. All right, we're getting near the end here, guys. And one of the things I've used off and on for years is the Nylofume pack liner. I have one here. I don't know if I can take it out, but I don't want to unfold it because then it's hard to get back in there. It's just a very thin but light, strong pack liner. And that is one way to, if you don't want to bring a pack cover for rain, you can make it waterproof from the inside. So these are great. I got this one, I don't know, I bought a whole pack of these a while back, but so I have these. You can get a 10 count of these for $14.99, so not very expensive. They're made of polypropylene. So yeah, I mean, definitely try that if you haven't done a pack liner. I always use a pack liner. Okay, this is an interesting one. I'm going to give Rick the credit for this one. This is called Adjustable Eyewear Cable Strap, and it's $11.99. But you guys, this is thin piece of cable, weighs nothing. But this is huge because I told you earlier I'm not a big sweater, but I either wear sunglasses or these are graded so they get darker and lighter. I wear these hiking, but I found that when I'm hiking, I'm exerting energy. My face starts sweating. I would, in a day, like on the PCT, if I did 22 to 28 miles a day, I would do this all day because you're looking down. I'm looking down a lot of times to see that I'm not tripping and falling on my face, but I'm looking at where I'm stepping. But my glasses slowly work. When your face is sweaty, they slowly work their way off. And I did this, like putting my glasses, putting my glasses back over and over. I mean, I don't even know, 300 to 500 times a day. These solve it, and they're adjustable. You slide these in and out to make it wider or longer, and they have just a rubber, like a wetsuit material to go on the arms. I use this almost every single day hiking, backpacking, and I'm bummed when I forget it and I'm on trail because I'm doing this the whole day. I have it on snug but not tight because it actually will kind of pinch. I have it on loose, but my glasses won't move a fraction when it's done right. I just used it a couple days ago on my hike and love it. So thank you, Rick. But you guys check this out if you have that same problem, or give it to as a gift to somebody that you know could use this. Thing is genius, light, not very expensive. Like I said, $11.99. Okay, that is all the items. I have a few more things for you, but the last gift that I think would be amazing, you may or may not know, I'm on my 2nd year of being the FAROUT ambassador. And for the company, I mean, there's more than me, but they make a GPS guides for trails. So instead of having like Google Maps, you buy a trail. If you're doing the PCT, the Appalachian Trail, the Wonderland Trail, things like that. You buy the trail, and it gives you everything from, and I'll try to show some clips here, but it gives you everything from campsite ideas, where water is, if there is water, there's live commenting on there. If somebody was at water yesterday and you're about to come to it, you know there's water there. And ways to get off trail, and just sights to see and views and things like that. It's amazing. You can plan your trips with this. So go to FAROUT, check it out. They have a website, and they're in the App Store, but check it out. You can even get even if you don't care about the PCT, if you want to try it, if you look at the PCT, you can buy the whole PCT, or it's broken up into 5 sections. When I was a beginner, I bought Southern California. I never intended on doing the PCT, but I was learning how to backpack, and I was hiking in Southern California, so I bought Southern California. But they also have a thing there where you can try the first 77 miles free. You can just download it for free and play with it. So I think it'd be a great gift, or just a gift for yourself. And I believe in it. Like I said, I'm an ambassador, and it's a great product. So check it out if you haven't before. It may have your trail. They also have biking trails now, and paddling if you're doing river stuff. So they have trails all over the world. So they're really expanding, and I think it's an amazing product. I've been using it ever since I was a beginner, since 2016 when I first started hiking and backpacking. So definitely check it out. Okay, wait, I lied. There's one more thing, and this gift is awesome, and it's free. So what is it? It is a free subscription to my YouTube channel. And all you have to do to get that is hit the subscribe button. I got you there, didn't you? Anyway, yeah, if you would, that would help out a lot. I'm really, the channel's really grown in the last few years. I'm proud of that. So please help out. It's free. You just hit the subscribe button. There'll be a lot more videos like this, and if you like backpacking, car camping, road trips, gear videos, Q&A, stuff like that. I even have some videos about living in the car, about life, things like that. You know, subscribe, share it with somebody if you think somebody else would enjoy it. The last thing, I don't really push this a lot, but I would really appreciate if you would look in the description box for not only all the links to these products, and like I said, if you go click on one of these links and it takes you to the item, you pay the normal price, but I'll get a little kickback. So that helps my channel in a way. The other thing is I don't push a lot, but I have a Patreon page, and it's things that are unique for you guys. It's a place for you to ask me personal questions about backpacking that I will answer every single person, every single question. And you can get in and be a member as low as $2 a month. There's different levels. You can write this off at the end of the year if you want supporting, but Patreon is a place for creators like artists and musicians and people that make videos, things like that. It's a way to help them continue doing what they're doing. So I don't push it a lot, but I would love it if you would help out. Like this video, I told you, took me close to 20 hours by the time I'm done editing and getting all this gear together, and getting all the links for you guys. So that would help me out a lot. Check out the Patreon. Also, I wrote down here we have, you can do PayPal or Venmo if you want to do a one-time donation. Everything I get from you guys goes in a separate, doesn't go into my spending money in my regular account. I have a separate one so that I can use it for gear, or next summer going on a trip. I use that money. I have it set aside in a savings account. So it's very appreciative. Also, you're going to be going to my Amazon store. Look at, like I said, there'll be a link for the whole store, or just links for individual products. You can go products. You can go to the whole store if you want to check out. There's a bunch more stuff besides what I'm listing here. So check that out. That would help a lot. And I also have one that I almost never push, but is a merchandise store. It has my Marmalade Outdoors logo, and there's shirts and hats. And I have hats. I love them. And mugs and all kinds of stuff. So check it out. That helps. All those links are in the description box below. I think that is it. Thank you guys for listening to all that. It was a joy to put together. Hopefully, like I said, this is meant to be a last minute. You can get something on Amazon and get it before Christmas, and for some of the poor planners like myself. And that's about it. Thanks for listening, watching, and we'll definitely see you down the trail.